None of them will tell you the truth, that the insurance companies wrote this bill. If you go to the stinking, low-level, dumbed-down liberals and explain that to them, you will be able to wake them up. But you are a bunch of stinking idiots as well. Stop being stinking idiots. Stop being morons. Stop being conned. Stop being manipulated. Stop being fools. Get informed. You're not going to ever beat this government takeover, IRS takeover of healthcare by saying you want to take free healthcare away from people. You will only beat it by addressing it for what it is, a giant looting, a robbery, more than a bailout to the banks and insurance companies, and the government's going to run our lives.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
One major world crisis away from having a totalitarian type of system.
The main event is the wholesale destruction of the world economy.
The push for every nation on the globe to identify and number all of its citizens.
Friends, I hope that you will order Shadow Government from Infowars.com. We also have some specials where you can get some of our other films half price when you order Shadow Government. A new level in production quality and in information. It exposes how a cashless society, surveillance, beast grid of total control is being put into place. This film needs to be seen. Everybody needs to get it. So order yours today. Show it to your friends, your family, your church, your neighbors, your boss, your employees. Shadow Government, ladies and gentlemen. Get your copy at Infowars.com today. Shadow Government. It gives Big Brother a black eye. Available at Infowars.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The New World Order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Hi everyone, Andy Anderson here. Are you using those little bottles of hand gel that kill germs, bacteria, and other nasties? In today's world, that's smart, especially with the filthy doorknobs, shopping carts, and handrails we touch every day. Did you know that once the alcohol evaporates in a few seconds, goodbye effectiveness. No more protection till you use it again. PureWorks to the rescue. Our FDA-compliant foam, lotion, soap, and spray do not contain alcohol. Their killing power lasts up to 4 hours. PureWorks disinfecting spray is EPA certified to kill swine flu, bird flu, MRSA, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and for our friends in medicine, kills C. diff, along with a whole host of viruses and bacteria, molds and fungus too. It's even safe around pets and children. You'll love how your skin feels with PureWorks, soft and supple. No more dry skin. Here's to a little peace of mind knowing that your hands are still germ-free hours later. Call now, toll-free, 888-245-0300 to get your hands on PureWorks and get PureWorks on your hands. That's 888-245-0300.
I wish a buck was still silver. It was back when the country was strong.
Well, a few months ago, head of the Eagle Forum in Georgia, former state senator Nancy Schaefer, called one of my producers a few times, and he mentioned, he said, Nancy Schaefer wants to talk to you. And I get piles of these, and then didn't get her on. And now she's dead. But I'm just looking for the truth of what happened. It sounds suspicious to be shot in your back, and then the husband shoots himself in the chest. Most people commit suicide by shooting themselves in the head. But regardless of that, and we'll talk some about that with William Fain, who some of Nancy Schaefer's friends told us about. He's making a documentary about this. He had talked to Ms. Schaefer 48 hours before she died, He had talked to her husband, and very soon, in the next few weeks, he's going to be releasing this video. And I know CPS hunts children. I know they get bounties for, say, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed child, that they have operatives in daycares, in public schools, everywhere to take your children. I know they lie on reports. I know the federal government gives them bounties for the number of kids they're supposed to get. I know a lot of them have gone to prison for this. But Schaefer, up in Georgia, had been on last year and said she was really tracking down and had the evidence of them having bounties to grab completely, innocent families' children away from them. And under the family court set up over 100 years ago in England, the last 90 years in the U.S., it's a eugenics court, a racial hygiene court. They would take your kids and sterilize them if you were poor. No judge, no jury, they just did it. Well, not a real judge on a real jury. They had just a judge. And so I want to stick to what we can prove here, the investigation, the last things that she was working on, and so I can find out what all this incredible information was she wanted to discuss on the air. And so joining us is William Fain from Georgia. William, specifically, though, because you said you wanted to clear some things up, Rob Dew talked to you Monday, and you said, yeah, I do have some suspicions. But then since then, it's 3 days later, you now are saying some of those are allayed. So you've got the floor on that issue first about her death, dual suicide, whatever it is, murder. Because, well, go over that for folks, and then let's get into what you and her were working on.
Okay, first of all, I'm from Tennessee, and you can just call me Wilkie.
Okay, but you're working on this in Georgia. I'm sorry, go ahead.
In Georgia. Basically, when I first got reported to me, I got the report within minutes before the investigator even had gotten there because of my contacts. And the first report did make me feel very suspicious. I had a lot of the same feelings that I see posted on the internet, that it was an assassination. Because the first report I got was Nancy's been shot and she's dead, Wilkie. And I said, well, you're going to find Bear, which is Bruce, close by, or something's wrong. And at that point, no one had told me that Bruce had been shot. So yes, I was very suspicious. And then we were up, of course, all night long. Then they call and say Bruce is also dead. And the information I was given, it kind of started making me feel that it was not an assassination. And throughout the weekend, the information poured in. And then by Monday morning, when Rob called me, I said, yes, I was suspicious at the beginning. Now I'm not. And then after having a face-to-face meeting with several people and seeing what the information is, I have 100% no doubt that it was murder-suicide. And it was not a suicide pact. Nancy did not know what was going to happen. I'm convinced of that.
Oh, my God.
I'm convinced it had been planned for some time, a couple of weeks in advance. And I believe anybody with any neutrality in this that would look at it would come to the same conclusion. So I wanted to
well, how did you get into battling the CPS? How did you meet Nancy Schaefer?
Well, Nancy had heard about me through a mutual friend. I traveled the country helping families out that had their children taken between making movies. And I said, I'm going to dedicate 2 years to this. I'm going to stop making movies. Well, my friend calls me up and says, this lady named Nancy Schaefer, this has been a year ago, wants to meet with you. So I went to meet with Nancy, and she gave me all this information. And she said, I've got the smoking gun, and she just gave me a ton of stuff. And I said, we got to be friends. And when I checked it all out, I said, Nancy, you're telling me that pigs can fly, and I'm telling you pigs don't have wings. Some of this can't be true. About 70% of it proved to be absolutely 100% true. Some of the rest of it was people just kind of going their way with their message. So, and
let me just add, though, from your bio, you're a credible, well-known person. We're not just talking to a random yahoo here. And you came highly recommended from Nancy Schaefer's friends. You've owned 3 race teams with NASCAR, started a sports magazine, also a radio talk show host about NASCAR-related efforts. And so you're a successful guy who's really set aside a lot of his time to fight the abuses of CPS. Go ahead.
Well, you hit on the subject at first there, when you said family court. My first movie was A Father's Rights. It's in 17 countries. And it's about family court. That's what happened to me. It's
in fact, we should have you up separately just about that. Exactly. You have really stood up for families' rights. You've got a long track record.
This is what I fight for nationwide. I've got cases that I help out across the country. And Nancy gave me the leads. She would call me up and say, there's this family down in Florida that DFACs trick their kids while they're here, Wilkie, and they're scared to come back into Georgia. What can we do? Or I can now release some of the information that she didn't want released